Hello, I'm Mark Hall-Patton. I want to welcome you to the Clark County Museum. Today I want to show you some of the exteriors at the museum. We have a site here that covers, well, 30 acres altogether. We have a number of different structures, but sometimes as you walk around the grounds, you might miss a few of the smaller artifacts that are here. So let me take you on a little walk here. As you walk around the grounds, at some places you'll find interpretive panels. These happen to help you with some of the animals that you'll see out here. With a grounds area of this size, we do have animals on site. Lots of bunnies, jackrabbits, cottontails, some lizards, even a snake or two. Nothing poisonous, nothing to worry about. Now behind me is an ore wagon from Sandy Valley, which is in the extreme south of the county. It's an area that has had a lot of mining over the years, and mining out there was something where it had to be taken, the ore that was mined had to be taken from there somewhere else. So you had to be able to carry it. It would be carried in wagons like this, which could carry a couple of tons of ore. But that's why you had these solid steel wheels on it, and the size of the timbers being used. Something like this was not a buggy. And as we're walking further, as you walk into the grounds here, of course, you see the Thunderer here. This is the air raid warning horn that was restored by Rick Dale over at American Restorations as a donation for the museum. It came off the Tom Williams School over in North Las Vegas. But we have it here as another part of the history of the valley. These were, for many years, absolutely necessary as part of the civil defense program in the West. In the Midwest, they're still used today, but they're used as tornado warning sirens. When you come out to Heritage Street here, we have a number of large artifacts, buildings, that sort of thing. But even some of the smaller things that you see are in fact artifacts. This fire hydrant, for example, is the last original fire hydrant from the city of Henderson. This was actually installed in 1943 and was taken out just a few years ago. The city fire department called us, asked if we would like it, and we of course said yes, because it is part of the history here. It's an interesting one too. It was actually made in Provo, Utah, but you would think if you were going to do something in cast iron, maybe you would do a spell check first. This one's kind of nice, and if you look down here on where it says, you'll see the spelling was just a little off. Another thing we have on the street here, something you used to see on every street corner, was a mailbox. Nowadays we don't send mail in the same way. Normally you take it to the post office or somewhere, to grocery store, whatever. But it used to be that you had one of these everywhere. So we have one out here, but just in case you think that people may put their mail in here and we may not know it, it is locked. You cannot do that. This is just an artifact. Now as you come out here, we have the Union Pacific caboose, and you can actually walk through the caboose, but next to the caboose we have this. This is called a speeder. These were actually used, and still are used, on the tracks for maintenance reasons, to go out and see whether there's any problems with the tracks. This is actually an original speeder. You can see it's set up with railroad wheels and would actually just run right along the tracks. And this one was one of those that was actually put together by an Eagle Scout project. Now one of the other things you might see out here and kind of wonder about is this 64 Dodge van behind me. It says Phillips Radio and TV, and if you grew up in the 1960s or 70s or 80s in Henderson, Nevada, you knew this vehicle. This always sat on Pacific Street, right in front of the Phillips Radio and TV. And this was the vehicle that they would take out whenever they were doing any repair work. So it is a part of Henderson local history. The artifacts we've been looking at are just the ones that you see as you first walk into the grounds. As you can see behind me, the grounds continue. There are 30 acres of exhibits and natural areas out here to explore. It's only $2 a head, and we're open 7 days a week, 9 to 4:30. So do come out and visit us. It's the best spot in the valley, and I'm an expert. I can tell you that.